what do you think of Franz Wagner? Before you answer that question, he's better. Whatever you said, he is better than that. Unless you said he was Michael Jordan 2.0 or LeBron James, then maybe you're onto something. Because Franz Wagner is special. And if you didn't know that by now, his game against the Lakers showed exactly that. Because heading into this game, the Lakers were not only 10-4, they were 7-0 at home. Yet with no Paolo Banchero, it was Franz Wagner who went head-to-head with both LeBron James and Anthony Davis and came out on top, finishing with 37 points, 6 boards, 4 steals, and 10 assists, and well, doing this.
Wagner surveys the landscape, looking for help. Shot clock down to 5. He's gonna go for the win. Shot is up and he got it!
And that shot right there exemplifies why Franz has gone to a different level this season. After shooting under 29% from 3 last year and struggling from 3 in the Olympics, a lot of people were questioning if he was a non-shooter. Well, I don't know many non-shooters who can take and make step-back threes from nearly 30 feet to win a game, and even though I wouldn't consider that the best shot he could have took, he made it. And the Lakers can channel Paul George and call it a bad shot all they want, but that's not going to change the fact it was a game-winning shot, and more importantly, it's not going to change the fact that Franz Wagner fully believes in himself as a three-point shooter again. And that is a scary, scary sight, because for anyone who hasn't been paying attention to the Orlando Magic since Paolo Banchero's injury, Franz Wagner hasn't been playing like a good NBA player, he's been playing like a superstar, with averages of 28, 7, and 6 in his last 9 games, with the Magic winning 7 of those games despite missing an all-NBA level talent. But in addition to putting up all-NBA level numbers, you know what else Franz does which doesn't get nearly enough credit? He is elite on the defensive end of the floor. Just look at him here against Cam Thomas, who many consider one of the shiftier guards in the league. Franz just completely bottles him up, using his lateral quickness in combination with his length to force Cam into a tough contested shot. Or here against Tyus Jones. And what he does well here is when he knows the screen is coming, he gets closer to Tyus's body to navigate around that screen, and at that point he goes stride for stride with Jones before contesting his shot. And this is why Franz is so good defensively. At 6'10", he has the length to be a major disruptor in passing lanes, just racking up deflections and steals without having to gamble too much, but he's also got the ability to move his feet and guard on the perimeter against smaller, shiftier players. There's a reason the Magic are one of the best defenses in the league, and honestly, it's the defense which really makes me believe in Franz as a potential superstar, because even if he never becomes a 30-point per game scorer like so many players in the league seem to be these days, if he maintains this level of defense whilst giving you 25, 5, and 5 a game, that is an elite NBA player. Elite. And we should talk about the scoring, because from the moment he entered the league, it was clear to see he was a good scorer. His ability to get to the rim, to get to his spots, to get to the free throw line, and convert from the free throw line. In addition to being a solid shooter his first 2 years in the league, he's pretty much been a good scorer since he stepped foot on an NBA court. But recently, he's gone to the next level. And you're probably expecting me to say he's made some major improvements as a scorer, and whilst he has improved, a lot of this is just more opportunity as the number one option. And it's one thing to get more opportunity, it's a different thing to take that opportunity and maintain your efficiency whilst leading your team to wins and also dealing with the pressure of the defense keying in on you every single night. So even if Franz is scoring in similar ways to how he's always scored, the fact he's doing it on this kind of usage and with the kind of pressure he's facing from defenses, that's what's special about his scoring right now. And let's talk about how he scores, because what he's been great at his entire career is using that length, that size, and that fluidity to get downhill and to the rim. And despite not being a huge above the rim finisher, don't get me wrong, he can throw it down, but most of his best work is done by using his craft and touch around the rim. Like here in transition, where he has Ingram in front of him and watch him step inside, and then it's just a a running hook shot of sorts that looks out of control, but Franz does that on a consistent basis. He makes these unusual finishes look effortless. And then he's also capable of doing more regular things like here, where he takes Alex Sarr off the dribble and quickly finishes around him. And then of course, well, he can do things like this, where he has Bilal Koulibaly guarding him about 30 feet from the basket. Franz backs it out, crossing left, and watch here as he attacks Sarr's left, forcing him to slide over, only to step back inside, and then it's those long strides getting past Sarr and to the rim. He reminds me of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a bit, in the sense he's not the quickest or most explosive athlete, but he's always in control and he's so fluid. Now, he might not have as many moves as Shai, not many people do, but he's also got about 4 inches on him. Wouldn't that be nice? My bad, but yeah, he's got that extra size and length, and I feel like we just forget, this guy is 6'10". The way he moves and plays, you would think he's the same size as a guy like Shai, but the fact he's close to 7 foot, that's what makes him such a special player. And so often he scores by just using that length to either finish over the top of defenders or stride past them. I say he's not the most explosive athlete, but he's an incredibly good athlete when you consider how well he can control his body at that size to stop and start and keep the ball on a string while doing so. That is elite athleticism. You just don't see players 6'10" doing that and then also having the touch from so many different spots around the rim. He's a special scorer, and we're seeing that right now. Now, if there is one aspect of his game that I don't believe gets enough credit, it's his playmaking. I mentioned the 11 assists he had versus the Lakers. Well, he's capable of games like that on a regular basis, because at 6'10", he uses his gravity as a scorer and driver to force defenders to help over, and once they do, he's got the ability to make them pay. Like on this play where it's just a simple double team, and with Suggs wide open, he makes the pass. And the advantage of being 6'10" as a passer is you can see over almost any defender. Like here where he gets the handoff, and even with AD in his face, look at that beautiful cross-court dime to De Silva for the 3. Or how about in transition, look at him pick LeBron's pocket and then an absolute dime to Cole Anthony for the bucket. And what's been most impressive about Franz's playmaking without Paolo in the lineup isn't the increased assists. It's the fact even with the increased responsibility and the increased assists, he's not turning the ball over a ton, with him only averaging 1.7 turnovers a game over his last 9 games. And this is the key, because what you'll see with Franz on both ends of the floor as a scorer, as a playmaker, and as a defender is him making the right play time after time after time. He might not give you as many highlights as other players, well, aside from when he pulls up from 30 feet for a game winner, but a lot of the times it's hard to make highlight-worthy plays if you're making things look so easy. And that's what it feels like watching Franz a lot of the time. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video and want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like on the video would be cool. Most importantly, have a great day. Bye.